But I do want to move on, and I want to talk about tokenization. That obviously another big hot topic of the moment. And when we're talking about everyday investors getting involved with tokenization, what are some of the risks in your view that could potentially come about?
Well, I think there has been a lot of interest in tokenizing securities and other real-world assets, and that's something that really opened up after the SEC changed its perspective on crypto. So we're seeing a lot of interest from traditional financial firms and native crypto firms. And there are different approaches that are being taken to tokenizing. So we will work with people. We're willing to work with people who are taking different approaches. But it's really important that people be very careful about disclosing what the nature of the asset is. When you tokenize something, it's still a security. If you're tokenizing a security, it may be a security with different characteristics, and that's something that needs to be conveyed to investors. And, you know, it's also important to be aware of sometimes their trading restrictions, or their restrictions on who can access particular types of securities, and so that's something people have to pay attention to.
And that's a point that you've made in the past, that tokenized securities are still securities. You do have some firms, I'm thinking of Robinhood, for example, rolling out tokenized stock trading. I believe that's taken hold in Europe. So, I mean, do you see that as a potential area where you could run into some of these confrontations over firms trying to really regulate and innovate and introduce measures such as that, but potentially coming up against some of these regulations that you're putting in place?
Well, without talking about any particular firm's approach, I think the bottom line is that we encourage firms to come in and talk to us. We expect that there will be some different approaches taken to tokenizing, and we're looking forward to working with folks to try those different models out and see what the market's like. And see whether or not tokenization of equity securities takes hold. I mean, that really will ultimately be up to the market. But what our message is that we're willing to work through different potential models with people.